What is up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Hero Ranking. We are ranking all of Nebula's cards from a scale of 0 to 4. This is my own opinion of the 4 games I played with her against, I don't like this camera placement, we're going to scoot that over, against, who did we play? Kang. Played against Kang the Conqueror. We took Nebula into all 4 aspects. I think I enjoyed her the most in Justice. Again, this is my own opinion, and anything. Yeah, let's just get into it. So we're starting with the hero card as we normally do. Hero card is going to be a 3, 2/2/2. Guardian Combat Protocols. Force response after your turn begins. Resolve the special ability on each technique upgrade you control. Then discard each technique upgrade resolved this way. And size 5, hit points 9. Now this is a 3 mainly because it's 2/2/2 stat line, which is really good, but also because you get to resolve all the special abilities on the technique card. It's almost like Black Panther's upgrades, except this is triggering off start of your turn off of Nebula's ability. And then it's not a 4 because it gets not bumped to 3 because then you have to discard each of those technique upgrades. So you have to think about like what should I play, because once they all play, they're going to be discarded in the end. And so you may want to keep some in your hand for the next turn. It's a toss-up on what you really want to do here. Moving on to Alter Ego, we got... I actually put Alter Ego as a 4. 3 cost recovery. Outlaw response. After you play a technique upgrade, draw 2 cards. Now, drawing 2 cards, I think, is very good. Especially she has, what does she have? She has 8 technique cards in her deck. I think 8, yeah. Yeah, 8 technique cards in her deck. Now, I can't think of any aspect cards that have technique upgrades, but there might be. I don't know. I'd actually have to look at that. I should look at that beforehand. But if there are, this could happen more often. That's why it's a 4, because we just love drawing extra cards, don't we? Yes, we do. But I mean, I can go with the argument that it could be a 3 because you may not be able to play a technique upgrade in your hand when you're an Alter Ego. But I mean, also, Nebula is one of those characters that you want to flip back and forth while playing her. You can't keep her in one form for too long. So I still think it's pretty good. Moving on to Gamora, her signature ally. This is a 4, 3/2/2/3. Response after you play Gamora, choose a technique upgrade you control, then resolve its special ability. So it's a 4 because I think the stat line is pretty decent. 3 costs for 2/2 and a 3. This stat line would probably put it as 3, but I think the response really pushes it up to the 4 level, because if you have a technique out there, if you have multiple techniques, you have to choose which one you want to trigger. But if you have any techniques, you have to trigger its special ability, so you can get use of that special ability multiple times within 1-2 turns. So she's a wild resource. I think this is a pretty good card. Very good. Nebula's ship is a 3. 2 cost support, vehicle, exhaust Nebula's ship, generate a wild resource. Now, the hero's resources are generally a 2 or a 3 for me. 2, I think, is more common than not, but this one becomes a 3 because it's a wild resource just for anything. Most of the heroes I've been playing, generate a resource is mainly for something within their hero deck. Like this one, I'm surprised they didn't do generate a wild resource for a technique upgrade. That I'm surprised that they didn't do that, but techniques are only 1 cost, so I can also see why they didn't go that way as well. That's why that's a 3. Cutthroat Ambition. Now we're getting into our techniques. This is a 3. As one cost upgrade, while Nebula is in hero form, her attacks gain piercing and overkill. Special thwart, remove 3 threat from a scheme. Okay, so the main reason this is a 3, I think, is going to be piercing and overkill. Because you'll Kang, every time Kang came in, whatever stage, he always had toughness. So this was great to have out to be able to get rid of that tough and also deal damage. I think almost 50% of the time when this special went off, there's only like 1 or 2 threat on the scheme, which is still, it's fine. It's still removing threat, which is awesome. I think I would rather have these out with bigger threats. But regardless, I mean, you want all of her technique upgrades out on her because of all the boosts they give her. So that's why that is a 3. Moving on to, what's the next one? Evasive maneuvering. Evasive maneuvering I put as a 2. Now here's one. It will cost 1 upgrade. While in hero form, Nebula ignores the guard keyword, the patrol keyword, and the crisis icon. Spell shall choose to either stun or confuse an enemy. Now it's a 2 mainly for this section. Choose to either stun or confuse an enemy when the special occurs. During the Kang encounter, I didn't have to really worry about guard or patrol or crisis because my other techniques either took care of the crisis side scheme or took care of a guard minion. So this was never really needed. I used it more to be able to stun or confuse. So that's why that is 2. Moving on to unyielding persistence. Unyielding persistence, where is it? Did I miss a card in my thing? In my list? Unyielding. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got Weapons Master. Basic Maneuvering. No, because that tracks. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wait a minute. Three, 4. Basic maneuvering. Oh, okay, okay. I think I see what I did wrong here. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I accidentally put this one with evasive maneuvering because the other techniques, what is it, cutthroat, ambition, and weapons master, each have 2. So I thought these were both 2 because I let them lay them out and I piled them on top of each other. That's why. So we're gonna look at this right now and rank it right off the bat. It's a 1 cost upgrade while in hero form. Nebula gets +1 thwart, +1 attack, and gains stalwart. Give Nebula a tough status card. Okay. So we are going to actually rank that as a 3. We're gonna rank that as a 3 because I mean you get, I mean look at it. You get +1 thwart, +1 attack, and gain stalwart. So you can't be, as long as this is on, you can't be stunned or confused while this is on. You get a 3 attack and a 3 thwart, which is still great. Which almost kind of negates the what was it, cutthroat ambition. But the special is really what it is because once you trigger it, you get a tough status card. Now if you have this out and you play Gamora, you get tough. You can take that attack, get rid of tough, and then once your turn starts, you get another tough. Pretty good, which I really like. Tough is always great. It's basically almost a stun, not really. So yeah, that's gonna be a 3 in my book. We're gonna move on to Weapons Master. Weapons Master has 2. Okay, that's good. Weapons Master is actually, shoot, what's it look like? Is a 4. I play this one a lot. One upgrade. While in hero form, Nebula gains Retaliate 1. If you get both of them out there, you got Retaliate 2. Amazing. Special attack, deal 4 damage to an enemy. That's 4. This is what mainly took out my guard minions. But also it is an attack. Something to remember. So like if you have an overkill, this works as well. Not overkill, piercing, blue tough, and deal 4 damage right there. No, I actually just thought of a question. We'll get back to it. We'll get back to that question. Let's move on to wide stance. Wide stance has 2 cards. Okay, so I only messed up a little bit there. Wide stance is a 1. While Nebula is in hero form, reduce the amount of damage she takes from each attack by 1. Okay, that's alright. That's pretty good. That's not horrible. Special, look at the top 3 cards of the encounter deck, discard 1, and put the others back in any order. Now, I know some people enjoy looking at things like influencing the encounter deck, which I do, but I also don't, because I feel like it makes me like, okay, what do I want to deal with? I don't want to deal with any of this, and so I kind of stress myself out over what I really need to choose. I mean, I kind of got better at it when I did Black Widows digging deep, but still, I don't know if I'm a big fan of messing with the encounter deck that much. But it is what it is. That's why I'm ranking this a 1. That's really my own personal thing. Otherwise, I think it's a pretty good card. I think it was originally going to be a 0, but you know, looking at the top 3 cards still isn't the worst thing in the world, so that's why it's a 1. Now we're moving on to Combat Ready. Combat Ready, I put as a 3. 0 cost event, which is great. Choose 1. Shuffle up to 2 technique upgrades from your discard pile into your deck. Discard cards from the top of your deck until you discard a technique upgrade. Put that upgrade into play and then resolve its special ability. So both options are fantastic. The only downside is you need to be an alter ego action. But, well, no, not necessarily. It says put the upgrade into play, then resolve its special ability. Now I don't know if this would trigger the alter ego ability, as in, because I believe it says from your hand. After you play a technique. It says after you play, but you're putting it into play. So is that different? I don't know. But if it's not, then this is a good card to draw more cards. You play this card, draw 2 cards. Good. And then if your deck's running low, shuffle this into your small deck, you're pretty much guaranteed to get it. So, pretty good card. That's why it's a 3. Next, Lethal Intent, last card. Lethal Intent, I put as a 2. Yeah. I was going to put it as a 1, but I'll explain it. It's X amount. Choose up to X technique upgrades you control. Resolve each of their special abilities in the order of your choice. So this was going to be a 1 because every time I could play it, I only wanted to pay for 1 because I wanted to play other cards. But I bumped it up to 2 because if you have a lot of upgrades out there, you can just shoot for the moon and play all of them if you really want to. So it's really give or take, or depending mainly on your playstyle. That's why that's a 2. Alright, so that's all the cards. And I forgot what I was going to bring up last. I forgot what I was going to bring up. We look at, oh shoot, what card were we looking at here? I had a question about. Or did I already bring it up? I can't remember. Anyway, so this is all her cards ranked. Her overall score out of 10 is going to be a 6.5. I actually enjoyed playing her once I figured out how to play her. As always, I'm excited to bring her back to the table. I don't think she would do very good against the harder enemies, but the lower ones, it'd be a pretty good time. Please let me know in the comments what you think out of 10 her hero pack should be, if cards should be higher, cards should be lower. I love to hear about it, and I love hearing other people's perspective on it, because then it makes me think about it and next time play it differently. Alright, that is it for this episode of Hero Ranking, and we will see you next time. Deuces.